Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Let's talk about Purrrlock Holmes Furriarty's Trail. Now, this is a game that has a very cutesy, almost family-oriented artwork, and for good reason. This is definitely a game you can play with your children or with the family. It's also a game you can play with gamers as a little filler, or maybe something you want to charge up the scene and get a deduction game going. This game is a game that has a wide variety of plays they can have in it because you can play with a lot of different people. Now, the artwork, while it's supposed to be a Sherlock Holmes theme, really comes across with the playfulness and how easy the game is to play with the artwork and the theme that is attached to it. The deduction is rather simple to get into. You're looking for the time that the crime was committed, who committed it, or both. And you get a little bit of a bonus if you can guess both, because you'll be able to get 2 victory point falls instead of 1. So you can always narrow it down to that. So sometimes you'll press your luck just to kind of keep things going because you're close to finding out both, or maybe just going to take that guess. But when you take the guess, if you guess both and you're wrong on one, then they'll tell you that you failed it, even though you know that you maybe got one of those right and one of those wrong. So guessing both has its reward, but also has its risk. At the end of the day, this is a light deduction game that is quite fun to play with the family. The artwork is really going to draw you in. It's really good. I think the deduction is really fun. And you'll be doing that deduction over and over and over again. So you'll be able to get quite a few investigations that you'll be able to solve in one game. It's not like P.I., the game by Martin Wallace, where you do deduction and you reset everything and you kind of play again because the game isn't really that balanced. And this one, you're getting these victory points. Some of them will be face up and some of them will be face down. But at the end of the day, you want to be the one to catch Furriarty because he's worth 3 victory points. So it can be very, very powerful to get him, and that will end the game. And sometimes you may not want to end the game, so you may not want to be the one to catch him, but you definitely don't want him to get away. And there's a little semi-cooperative nature, but you guys kind of have to work together a little bit sometimes to catch him and not let him get away, otherwise everybody loses. Maybe if you're really far away, you may not care because you'd rather lose, but if you lose, you don't want to be the guy in last place because then you get the litter box trophy, and you definitely don't want that. At least in my groups, you don't want the litter box trophy. So this is a game I play with my 7-year-old. She loves cats. She loves this game. We've had a great time with this one. I like it a lot. It's simple. It's easy to teach. It's easy to play. The rules don't get in the way. The deduction is fun. I don't know if there's something you're going to pull out every game night. I don't know if it's something you're going to play all the time. But I think it's definitely one that has room in your collection. If you don't have a lot of multiplayer deduction games, I remember P.I. by Martin Wallace, you got this. Are there some more? The Jack series is 2 players. King's Assassin is 2 players. You don't see a lot of multiplayer deduction. With that said, this game plays great with all different numbers. I don't think it's stronger with one number over another. Of course, it will be your turn quicker, but I don't really think that has a whole lot to do with the game because the game moves really fast because you're just playing 2 investigation cards. Now, it does increase the AP a little bit because you don't get those cards until it's your turn, but the game isn't going to last that long. It's a very quick game. It doesn't play very long. Your turn is going to be very long. Everybody's involved telling you whether your cards are right or wrong, and it's a lot of fun. So this one I would highly recommend. Check this one out. If you're looking for a deduction game, multiplayer, and you want something you can play with the kids or the fam and your friends, this is one game that fits all of those boxes. So I hope you enjoy this one. Come back and watch some more reviews, and I'll see you soon. Other components for Purrrlock Holmes Furriarty's Trail. One thing you'll notice is just very striking from this box is the artwork. The artwork in this game is amazing. This box is smaller. It's not a Ticket to Ride size box. It's a little bit smaller than that. And you'll see that maybe perhaps a little too big. You're going to get a nice rule book. First thing you'll notice is a custom insert. You're going to see the paw prints here. The Furriarty, you're going to see that that's his little trademark right here. It's cut in. There's room if they want to do an expansion. You can put more tokens and stuff in here. You got a little bit more room for this and some more cards. I don't know if there's any plans for it, but it's a little bit of room depending on if you don't do a major expansion, but the custom insert is well appreciated. You're going to get these clocks that each player will have. It's more of a reference. Very hard cardboard. The other side, you'll see the paws -1. You're going to put these in these stands. These are normal stands you have to kind of pull back. I've taken it off and on a few times, and it doesn't seem to be making any kind of mark on it. These tokens right here are okay. They're bland, but they look like kitty cats. And you're going to get 2 of these Furriarty ones. And then if you win, you get this. And you want to take a picture of it. And if everybody loses, you get the litter box inspector, which is a nice little touch. But the artwork is just fantastic. So let me set it up, and I'll show you how to play. Each player is going to take one of these cardboard stands and put them in a stand. And you'll take one card off the deck, and you'll slide it in the back of here. So you won't be able to see what the card is, but everybody else will see who it is and the time of day. So the first player is going to have 4 cards in their hand, and you'll just take 4 random cards off the deck. And once again, you can't see what you have. So what you're going to do is take 2 of your cards, and for strategic purposes, you might pick one over the other. So I might want to play both these dogs so I can see what time it is, or more importantly, I might want to try 2 different cards at the same time. I don't have anything. So let's say 7 and 8 are pretty close. I can help narrow some things down. So I will play these, and my opponents will tell me if I'm on the trail or not. So what they'll do is they'll look at this, and they'll say, no, the characters do not match, the times do not match, and I'm not 1 hour off. So both of these would go to the left, because I'm not on the trail with that card. I would take my remaining 2 cards and I would pass it to the next player. Now, at the end of my turn, I could guess. Right now, I don't want to guess. So let's say this is my hand the next time, and I would play these 2 cards. Well, I don't match the characters, but I do match the time by 1. So this one would go in the not on the trail, and this one would go on the trail, and I would know that I'm on the trail. So at the end of my turn, I could guess. So if I guessed, oh, it's the dog, and I was wrong, then I don't draw 2 cards at the end of my turn. Otherwise, you always draw 2 additional cards, so on your turn, you'll have 4, because the other player will be passing 2 to you. But let's say I guess, well, I don't really have that information yet, but I know that the 10 is over here in this pile, and I know that the 1 was in this pile. So I know that it's probably 1, 11, or 12, right? So what I would say would be, I know it's not the dog because he's over here. He's in both piles, and that's not possible. It could be the frog because every other person is here. So I'm going to say it's the frog because the other animals, you see the toad, the rat, the dog, the goose, and the crow are all over here. So I'm going to say the toad's not over there. So I'm going to say it's the toad. And if I was correct, which I am, I would score the first victory point trail here, grab it. This would go on my scoring pile, and the rest of these cards would then go in the discard pile, and I would get a new investigation. After everybody takes a turn, Furriarty will move down, and that would always be face up. Now, if he's not there and you guess an investigation, then you get the Furriarty card, and you win. The game ends. He's worth 3 victory points. You count up who has the most victory points. Whoever has the most wins. If for any chance he gets to the end of the row, and there's nowhere else for him to go, then he escapes and everybody loses. And then you count up who has the most victory points. Whoever has the least will become the litter box champion, and you will have to carry around this litter box memento here. So that's kind of how the game goes, and it will just continue to go around. Now keep in mind, you're going to have 4 cards. You're going to choose 2 to investigate, and you'll pass 2 more to the person next in line. So you always have 4 cards to choose from.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel. Lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.